Hola amigos, ¿cómo están? Espero que estén bien todos. Welcome back. I don't know what else to say. I don't know Spanish. I ain't Mexican. Bitch, I'm home by myself. And remember on the first episode when Jonathan was like, I just want to say that it's scary. Everything with these headphones on is creepier. Yeah, because you fucking hear every little creak, every little sound that like the house makes. Like you fucking hear it, and I'd be turning around like, who's there? And then my door's a little bit cracked, and I see the fucking hatch to the attic, and I'm like, fuck, what if somebody like comes out through there right now? Like, what if they think nobody's here? And the bitch from the fucking guy's apartment from the second episode comes out of there and fucking starts eating my shit. Like, oh my god, I be fucking overthinking all kinds of shit. But yeah, everything, like, I keep turning my back because I'm fucking scared and I'm by myself. But anyways, oh, and then Jonathan was sending me these fucking TikToks about some bitch in like Norway or something that she lived in her apartment for 8 fucking years, or no, 8 months. She was living in her apartment, and there was like a poltergeist there, and yeah, it was like shit was opening and closing by itself. Like she would see legit like shadows, like figures, like you could see it in the videos. And he's sending me this like at fucking when I'm at work. It's like 1 in the morning. I'm like, oh my god, I could already imagine his ass. Like, and I told him, I was like, you probably got up. All right, I know what you did. You got up after watching that video and you went and walked around the house, checking everything, looking outside the windows, and then you came back in the room and you turned on the light. And you're probably scared as fuck the whole night. Babe, don't lie. I know that you do that because you always do that. This guy has something with fucking lights. And you can even ask his mama because every time he walks by a fucking light switch, it's like automatic. He has to turn it on. It's like a fucking habit. And he'll like switch that shit on. But yeah, I just keep thinking about that video. And I didn't even finish watching it. I just saw some of it because that shit was low-key scary. And I was like, fuck. So right now that I'm home alone, I'm like all fucking scared. But yeah, anyways, the story I have for you guys today isn't even like about paranormal. It's about a Reddit post, basically. This guy, his name is Jason Worley, went on a subreddit under the category relationship advice, and he basically was asking for advice because his wife had been cheating on him with the neighbor a year prior to of him posting this on the subreddit. And he was basically saying like, I can't stop thinking about it, like it fucks with me, it's all I can think about, like I don't trust her, but I don't want a divorce because she's threatened me with taking my kids, and I don't want to put the kids through that. So he ends up like staying with her. His wife's name is Brandy Worley. She's 35 years old, from Indiana. This story takes place in Indiana. Basically, Brandy was cheating on Jason with the neighbor. She told him that she was working on a surprise for Jason for Father's Day, and she had the neighbor coming over to build him an office for work. So eventually, Jason started getting suspicious, and he downloaded something on her phone that let him view the messages that she was sending out and receiving. He was able to see them on his phone, so they would send like from her phone to his, and that's how he found out that she was cheating on him. She confronted him, and she was like, no, at first. Like, she confronted him and the neighbor. Like, they were all together at the same, like, at their house. They were having dinner, and he confronted them, and she, like, denied it. She was like, no, nothing's happening. And he was like, really? Because I have the fucking messages. And then she was like, okay, like, yes, but it didn't go past this. And he was like, okay, well, did you send him pictures? And she's like, no, like, I told you, like, we didn't, nothing else happened but the text. And then he fucking shows her again. He's like, really, saw the one then? Then what's this, bitch? And then she's like, he didn't say that. But then she was like, okay, but nothing else happened. Like, I promise, for reals, like, this time, like, nothing else happened. So, like, eventually that night, they're, like, arguing. Nothing gets resolved. He goes back on Reddit, and he's, like, updating us in real time. So he obviously doesn't have any fucking friends. Like, he's on Reddit, like, online, getting advice from fucking strangers that don't even know his life. But he's going on there, and he's, like, updating everybody on what's going on. So everybody's obviously like, fucking leave her. Like, why are you with her? Like, fuck that bitch, leave her. You guys, and before, like, this, okay, so you know how I told you that they were all in the same room at their house, like, having dinner or whatever, and he confronted them? So fucking Brandy, the wife, makes Jason go next door and apologize to the neighbor, and he fucking goes. I was like, Jason, really, Jason? Like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? Like, how, like, that's bien pendejo, way. Like, why would you fucking go over there and apologize? Like, bro, you're fucking dumb. Like, come on. Oh my god. Like, it's a little hard to feel bad for you, Jason, when you're fucking doing pendejadas like that. Like, come on. But anyways, where was I? So, yeah, people are advising him. They're like, get a lawyer. Like, the kids, you guys will get shared custody. She's not going to take him completely away from you. Like, she's the one that was committing adultery, you know? Like, she was fucking cheating. Bien, like, pro, like, oh, adultery. She was the one cheating. Like, they have to kind of take, not your side, but, you know, she's the one that fucked up. So he's like, she's telling him, like, I'm going to take the kids away from you, blah, blah, blah. So he's like, I'm just going to stay with her for the sake of the kids. So he does. Eventually, Brandy, being Brandy, does it again. She ends up sending the neighbor pictures, and Jason finds out. And on November 17th, he asks Brandy for a divorce. So he's like, you know what, Brandy, like, I tried, like, I just can't get past this. Like, I want a divorce, you know? And she's, like, obviously mad. She was fucking mad the first time. So, yeah, like, he asked her for a divorce, whatever. Brandy's, that night, they had went out to a ballet recital, I think, that their daughter had. And, Brandy's, like, tells Jason, like, hey, I need to go to Walmart. I need to pick up some supplies for our son's, like, science project or whatever. And he's like, okay. So she goes to Walmart. She ain't picking up shit. That bitch went and bought a knife, a fucking combat knife, from Walmart, brings it back home, and she puts it in her son's room. That night, Jason ended up going to sleep in the basement. Obviously, he doesn't want to fucking sleep with that bitch. Like, who the fuck would, you know? Like, so he ends up going downstairs, sleeping in the basement. And Brandy's upstairs with the kids. She tells her son's name's Tyler. She tells Tyler, hey, let's go to your sister's room. Like, let's go have a sleepover. Like, it'll be fun. And he's like, okay, like, let's go. As soon as they walk in, Brandy grabs the combat knife that she purchased at Walmart, and she proceeds to stab her son. She stabs him until he eventually stops breathing, and he dies. This whole time, her little girl is in her bed watching her do this, like, watching her kill her brother. Brandy then proceeds to stab Charlie, her daughter. She stabs her until she eventually passes away. Then Brandy stabs herself in the neck. She, I guess, tried to, I don't know if she was trying to kill herself or just injure herself or make it seem like, I don't know what she was doing, but she does it to herself. She calls her mom, and then she calls 911. I'll insert the 911 call here.
Montgomery County 911, where's your emergency?
I just stabbed myself and I killed my 2 children.
You stabbed yourself and killed your 2 children?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and what's your name?
Brandy Worley.
And where are the children at?
In my daughter's room on the floor.
In your daughter's room on the floor? Okay. And what caused you to do this today?
My husband wanted a divorce and wanted to pick my kid.
Okay, and how old are your children?
7 and 3.
10 and 3?
7.
7 and 3?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and where are you at?
In my living room.
You're in their living room?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Okay, and are you armed now with the knife still?
No, it's in my children's room.
Her mom eventually comes after the 911 call, and mind you, Jason hasn't woken up this whole time, okay? I don't know what the fuck Jason's doing downstairs, but this whole thing didn't wake him up until the mother-in-law gets there, and she's like crying and screaming, and then he gets up, and he's like, what the fuck, like, what's going on? And he sees like what happened. Eventually the police get there. Brandy gets taken to the hospital to get her wounds like checked out, see like what's going on. She survives. She gets arrested for the murder of her children, and she eventually goes to court, all that good stuff. Jason ended up getting a divorce from her, obviously. He divorced her, I think, in 2000, like officially in 2017. Brandy tried to plead insanity first, whenever she first went to trial, but they were like, no, bitch, like, you knew what you were doing. You were a member of society. You were fine up until this day, and now you want to fucking claim insanity. Like, no, you're going to fucking jail. She ended up getting 120 years combined for the killing of her 2 children. I think she got it was 65 and whatever the rest is for the both of them. Which I'm surprised she didn't get the death penalty, honestly. But I think I don't think Indiana goes through with the death penalty. I know there's some states in the United States that don't have it. But yeah, she's currently in jail in Indiana, and yeah, I hope somebody gets her ass over there, because people don't like people that kill kids. So I hope she gets hers. Karma's a bitch. But yeah, you guys, that's literally the short story of Jason's post on Reddit. It kind of it was super interesting to me because all this was happening in real time. Like I said, he was updating everybody while this was all happening, even after. He obviously didn't go and post on there like, oh, my wife killed my kids. Like, I think people put 2 and 2 together, like the story, and then when it came out on the news. But he eventually went back on there, and he deleted his first account, the Jason and Hell one, where he first posted the original post. He deleted that, and he made a new one. And he went on there and updated everybody, thanking everybody for their support and all their love and prayers and all that stuff. But yeah, it's so sad. It's such a sad story when it comes to kids, and I will never understand why men do this to children, innocent kids that don't have anything to do, with whatever the fuck you're going through. Like, they probably didn't even know that their parents were gonna get a divorce, and this bitch, their mom, just came out of nowhere and fucking murdered them. Like, it's so sad. But yeah, you guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this story. Let me know if you guys have heard of it before. Like I said, I never even saw it on the news or anything. Like, I don't remember. And it happened in 2019. It wasn't that long ago. But yeah, I honestly get a lot of my stories from Reddit because of TikTok. There's pages that read stories from there, and that's usually where I go off from. Also, a lot of you guys have been giving me a lot of sending me different stories that you find on IG or TikTok, or just personal ones that you know of. There's 2 people actually that have been telling me about stories that they know of, or people that they know have a personal connection with, which is fucking dope. So I hope to sit down with you guys. Know who you are. Hope to sit down with you guys soon and just, talk about those because they're super interesting. But yeah, guys, thank you for listening again. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Hopefully Jonathan's here with us next time. And I hope you guys have a good day. Have a good rest of your weekend. Until later. Bye.